All right, what is good, you guys? Good morning. Today is September 22nd, 2025. It is a Monday. I did not take a trade today. However, there was a couple setups that did present itself, and I'll go over them right now. So coming into this morning, I was just leaning extremely bullish overall. Why? Well, because we're at all-time highs, and if you guys just look at the chart, well, we're clearly bullish on the higher time frames, right? So what I actually wanted to see at market open is I wanted to see market open. We come down, sweep out these relatively good lows along with London lows, and then we can continue higher for the day. However, we opened, we immediately came and swept out London highs, right? So at this point in time, I was still bullish, but now I was kind of questioning myself. Why? Well, because ES was nowhere near London highs. Here, let's turn on this if it wants to fucking load. Okay, so here's London highs on NASDAQ or on ES, and then here's Asia highs on ES. Okay, so at this point in time, I was still leaning bullish, but now I was starting to question myself a little bit. And we created this 5-minute bullish fair value gap. So from here, I was like, okay, this fair value gap is now my condition. I want to see if price respects it or disrespects it. And the reason why I did not take this trade is because we ended up having a London SMT along with an internal SMT. As you guys can see, those internals got swept out and these did not. Okay. In all of August, when we had a double SMT scenario, it only failed on me one time. I get it. It's September. It's a whole new month. The market is constantly evolving. But that is what I was thinking about at this point in time. So I was like, okay, I'm going to use this as my condition. But I seen that happen. I was like, okay, I'm not really fucking with that anymore. So we ended up getting a tap into this fair value gap. And then we got a 1-minute inversion to the upside. Okay. And now this is a trade I would typically take 10 out of 10 times. However, today, I just overthought it, right? I didn't enter the trade. I didn't get FOMO when I seen the trade ran. It was just me. I just faded it, right? And the reason for me fading it was this London SMT and this internal SMT. However, I should have looked at the bigger picture and realized, A, we were in clearish order flow, bullish order flow. And B, if we truly were bearish on the day, and this was just a manipulation move up and towards London highs, we would have inversed this 5-minute gap, and we would have not inverse this 1 minute back to the upside as well. This 1 minute would have got respected, and this 5-minute would have got inverse either with this candle or the very next candle. Okay, so that is where I went wrong, and I'm gonna go ahead and journal it. I suggest you guys do as well if you guys had the same idea, I guess you can say, as I did. Right, because we had all this high time frame low resistance liquidity. We still had to draw higher, which was Asia highs, and then we also had New York PM highs from Friday, and then all-time highs, which were in the same spot up there. Okay, so if we truly were bearish, this 1 minute fair value gap would have got inverted. However, if you guys were still convicted on going long, if you guys did take this is an A++ setup. Like I said, I just overthought it, and it ended up costing me a win today. But I didn't get FOMO, didn't get anything. It is what it is, right? So you guys could have set your take profit to either Asia highs or all-time highs, whatever you guys would like. Your break-even point would be this internal high right here. All right, and then let's see what price ended up doing. Break even there, and then as you guys can see, all-time highs ended up actually getting edged, but if you set it just below, it ended up getting tapped later on. But yeah, Asia highs got took out, and then so did all-time highs as well eventually. So that trade would have played out. It was a A++ setup. Like I said, I just overthought it. My own fault. I got in my own head. And as soon as you hesitate or overthink, you're most likely not going to succeed. And that goes with anything in life. So take on the chin today. It is what it is. I'll learn from it. There was also I'll go in order. So that was the 944 long. There was a 1008 short towards the unfilled 5-minute gap. So as we continue higher and higher and higher, we then had this unfilled 5-minute gap with I believe at this time was a all-time high SMT. Where's the 1 minute? Hold on. 1008 inversion right here. Okay. So there was a 1 minute inversion at 1008. And the reason why this would be invalid is because we have fucking triple equal highs out of stop loss, right? We have all-time highs. We have equal highs with all-time highs, and then we have a third set right here. So your stop would have looked something like this, and your take profit would have looked like this. Yes, it ended up playing out, but I would never take this because this liquidity pool is so strong that price could have easily just went like this, came up, slipped it out, and then continued down towards the unfilled 5-minute. So I actually was looking at this, and I did mark out this 1-minute inversion. However, I didn't take it specifically for that reason. As you guys can see, it did end up playing out though. And here was another continuation long that wasn't bad. Okay, so some of you guys, this is a 5-minute gap. Some of you guys took this continuation back towards all-time highs, which was the most clear draw on liquidity you possibly could ever have in your entire life. However, I trade inversions, and the way I trade inversions is I take the highest time frame inversion. So we ended up having a 4-minute right here, and I know most of you guys on Top Step, or actually all of you guys who trade on Top Step or like Alpha Futures or whatever through Project X, you guys don't have the 4-minute chart. Okay, you guys only have the 3-minute. So this 3-minute in your guys' case, oh fuck, what am I doing? I don't know what I just did, but the 3-minute in your guys' case would have been extremely valid, right? However, I didn't take the 3-minute because I was waiting for the 4-minute to get a closure. As you guys can see, we got edged. I would have entered off this candle, we got edged, and then we ended up just taking out the draw later. But again, here's what the 3-minute looked like. If you guys took the 3-minute, this was another A+ continuation model. So kudos to you if you guys took it. And then it would have been, I don't think it would have been a 1-to-1. So you guys could have just set your take profit slightly above all-time highs for a 1-to-1. And then, what, bro, why is it doing that shit? I don't know. I'm fucking having technical fucking difficulties with my laptop right now. But as you guys can see, this would have ended up playing out for a 1-to-1. Stops would have been at the low inside the 5-minute for value gap. And then your take profit would have been just above all-time highs for, again, a 1-to-1. So that trade would have played out as well. Like I said, I didn't take it because I was waiting for the 4-minute closure. And by the time the 4-minute ended up inverting this gap right here, we ended up taking out the draw anyway. So that is why I took no trades today. The one I'm really more concerned about, or not concerned about, the one that I'm gonna like go and look at is this 5-minute continuation. Like I said, I shouldn't have worried about this SMT with London highs due to the fact that the draw on the higher time frames was still higher. And then also I was waiting for this 1-minute to get, or this 2 1-hour for value gaps to get inversed, dating back to the first trade we talked about. But those 1-hour for value gaps shouldn't mean anything, again, if the draw is continuously higher like it was today. So take it on the chin. We'll learn from it, journal it. It is what it is. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. And yeah, that'll be all for today. I will see you guys tomorrow for live trading in the Discord.